There seems to be a crisis of masculinity in this day and age. Countless men are trying to live their lives with the goal of being more masculine or being as masculine as they can be. Not that that's much different from the bulk of human history, but it seems like there's this greater awareness now that the definition of masculinity is evolving, whether you like it or not. I want to say this right away. There's nothing wrong with being masculine. But I can without a doubt say, a lot of you are doing masculinity wrong. I've consumed a ton of media discussing masculinity in order to dive deeper into this topic. Media specifically about how to be more masculine, what defines a man, why masculinity is necessary, why a lack of masculinity is killing society, all that good stuff. Allow me to try and sum up the highly layered and densely nuanced discourse presented in this media.
Man, which man? Who's the man? When's a man a man? What makes a man a man? Am I a man? Yes. Technically, I am.
I think men are better than women. They provide for us, and we must obey them because they are our masters.
Have you ever asked a man, like, in his 40s or over 50 what they did for fun growing up? They'll say, oh, we wait for our friends to pass out. Then we don't take pictures of our balls in his face. You know, when men were men.
While I don't think I could possibly be more accurately spot on than that, I can be a little more specific. Common traits that speakers tend to identify as associated with what makes you masculine are strength, both mental and physical, assertiveness, leadership, being the one who can get things done, someone who stands up for what they believe in, someone who's handsome and buff and doesn't give in to primal instincts, someone who doesn't let the need for sex define who they are, except when they do all these masculine things in the name of getting sex so they can define who they are. Okay, if I continue listing off all the traits I found in these conversations, I'm just gonna sound even more like a dumbass because these conversations are full of contradictions and dead ends. I don't even know if I can begin a discussion right now of what it means when someone who isn't a man or who isn't trying to be masculine is showcasing those traits. I'm just gonna have to keep that topic in my back pocket for another time. Now before I continue, again, there's nothing wrong with being masculine. What I am interested in is peeling back the layers on the discussion around why masculinity is important to have in the first place. Why do so many people feel so strongly about encouraging masculinity and discouraging a lack of it? The most prominent answer I found is that masculinity is important because the world needs protectors. The role of the protector is something that has defined the cultural concept of masculinity since the dawn of time. Which for me, I'm like, hell yeah, I'm not only gonna say that there's nothing wrong with being a protector, we need protectors now more than ever. So all this said, who's doing masculinity wrong? Well, let me say this. This is where the line is drawn. If you're someone who uses masculinity in the name of being a protector, but you don't know how to make someone feel safe, you're not man enough. If you are so focused on being the loudest, most dangerous, most charismatic man in the room, if you're so fixated on how your power, your muscle, your guns, your money makes you appear to society, if your goals are to annihilate people in debates and exude this presence of, whoa, don't fuck with that guy, but if you don't deserve to hear someone tell you, I feel safe around you, if you're missing that key ingredient in this whole protector mentality, you're not fucking man enough. If you truly care about your masculinity, if you truly care about being a protector in this world, if your protector identity does not align with making people feel holistically safe, a major shift in this conversation has to happen. To make someone feel safe means you're exercising traits like empathy, the ability to listen, the acceptance of those who are different from you, remaining calm and collected, but most importantly, warm, not afraid to express your own vulnerability appropriately. To truly care about protecting someone's safety, and to truly care about protecting everyone's natural-born rights to freedom, health, prosperity, security, it's time to reconsider what traits are actually beneficial to doing so. Many men defend, oftentimes violently defend, their rights to be physically strong, dominant, gritty, assertive, and a threat, all in the name of this right to be a protector, whether they use science, philosophy, religion, psychology, whatever tool they feel is doing the best job to defend the self-proclaimed right. And again, I want to emphasize, we need protectors. We need people who know when to exercise those aforementioned traits. But if you truly care about what this masculine protector identity represents, first, you are a contributor, a listener, a giver, an empathizer, an advocate above all else. It's also time to reconsider who we are protecting who from. This masculine idea of the protector is often met with images of people protecting their families from violent people or wild animals, to whole groups of people dedicated to protecting their communities or fighting for their homeland. At the core of it, whoever's fighting whoever is using this practical application of these violent masculine traits genuinely for the good of everyone, doesn't it all circle back to this central idea that everyone deserves these natural-born rights? That anyone threatening the freedom, health, security, prosperity of anyone deserves to be forcibly stopped? If these natural-born rights are at the center of what's being protected, I think it's time we also call attention to the other major threats to these natural-born rights. I don't see much conversation about these self-proclaimed masculine protectors wanting to protect their families and communities from the very real threats to everyone's natural-born rights, like prejudice and poverty and acts of hatred and lack of access to quality education and a broken healthcare system and the consequences of our dying planet, or I guess any problem that by solving it doesn't immediately make you look like a cool, beefy Schwarzenegger-esque hard ass. So once again, there's nothing wrong with being masculine! I would even argue that facets labeled as masculine are going to be needed to protect the world from its very real problems. Strength, assertiveness, being loud, the ability to get things done, leadership, all when exercised at the appropriate time can be used as tools to protect everyone's natural-born rights. They're not the only tools that can be used to accomplish this, but I say this to draw the separation between when masculinity is used for good and when masculinity is used for harm. But I'm not a dumbass. I know a lot of people don't have this protector mentality when it comes to wanting to be more masculine. Some folks, myself included, just want to feel more masculine because feeling masculine is a very self-serving way to just feel good about yourself. Speaking from experience, I feel like what we're really just trying to get out of masculine expression is just a feeling of being cool, attractive, being accepted into a community, to satisfy this unquenched thirst for blood and power and violence and being loud, to feel like some kind of heroic badass. And yeah, you deserve to feel cool, you deserve to feel attractive, you deserve to belong to a community. You deserve a time and place to feel powerful and loud and feel like a heroic badass. Particularly on this whole wanting to be a loud, violent, heroic badass thing, we have so many ways to have those wants met. Especially nowadays, we have so many cathartic options to fulfill our millennia-old cravings for high-energy, testosterone-filled mayhem just through media and athletics alone. Go Bills. Either through projecting onto characters we see on a screen, or in real life within groups consenting to be a part of this. Actually, is paintball still a thing? I don't know, the image came to my mind when I was thinking about what B-roll to put in this section, but now that I'm thinking about it, I feel like I haven't heard anybody talk about paintball in years. I don't know, let me know if I'm out of touch. It's okay to get that out of your system. Get that testosterone out. Find those outlets. Find those communities. You deserve it. And just in case I cross dangerously close into body shaming territory, like, especially no hate to anybody who's working on their bodies, who's working on their physical strength. Taking care of your body, building physical strength in that way, having a healthy outlet for the shit that you're going through, that's so incredible when you're doing it for the right reasons. You look awesome, by the way. Has anyone told you that recently? Like, you look really good. Like, damn, you look really good. The problem is when harmful actions that threaten the safety and protection of everyone's natural-born rights are instigated and defended in the name of masculine values. The problem is men who become too disillusioned by these goals of becoming this chiseled, aggressive, powerful meathead that their output in the world becomes a direct harm to people's natural-born rights while defending their output in the world as necessary for the protection of people's natural-born rights. The problem is anyone who is so protective of their masculinity that they are unable to see what truly needs to be protected. The question I want to leave you with is, what are you trying to protect? Thank you so much for watching.